They may be cute. You might want to try and befriend them, but watch out, because these animatronics are still likely bloodthirsty killers. Welcome back, my fellow gamers. This is Top 10 Gaming, and I am your host, McKnight. Today we'll be counting down the top 10 cutest FNAF animatronics, taking a look at some of the most cuddly, but likely still deadly members of the group. Let's get into it. Number 10. Coffee. Coffee is one of the animatronics featured in FNAF World, and is actually a character who was taken from one of Scott Cawthon's previous games, The Desolate Hope. In that game you play as Coffee, who is the main protagonist and is a little anthropomorphic coffee machine, running around a futuristic, desolate sci-fi world. I love Coffee as an animatronic because they are just so cute. I honestly wish Coffee would show up as a main character in the main FNAF series as your little helper buddy. They just look like they would be the most friendly of all the animatronics out there, and as a plus they could help you stay up late as a security guard by keeping you caffeinated. Bonus. Number 9. Lolbit. Lolbit hasn't appeared as frequently or as prominently as some of the other characters on this list, but you can't deny that they are ultimately one of the most popular characters in the franchise somehow. And so it's unsurprising, with their bright colors and bold purple lips, that they would be considered one of the cutest animatronics around. Granted, Lolbit just started out as a head initially, with them being a reference in the FNAF games or an Easter egg to their counterpart from FNAF World. However, over time, Lolbit has become more developed in the core games, with them even appearing with a full body in FNAF VR Help Wanted. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you are loving this list and if you want more lists like it, you want to hear about more cute animatronics, there are so many of them, be sure to let us know by giving this video a thumbs up. Number 8. Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy just looks like a pure gentle bear when it comes to their level of cuteness. I mean, look at that dapper hat. Then add in the fact that Golden Freddy can be considered rare sometimes, which only makes us want to be around them more. The fact that they are so mysterious and elusive. But what I think really makes Golden Freddy so adorable is the potential for you to actually befriend them. In most cases, we consider Golden Freddy to have the spirit of a child trapped within them. Well, all animatronics sort of have that, or most do anyways. But with Golden Freddy, whether it's Cassidy in there or Crying Child or both, it feels like this is an animatronic that you could potentially reason with and win over to your side. After all, they mostly seem to be wanting revenge on those that did harm to them, and that's not you, right? So there is a small possibility that you could help Golden Freddy work through the confusion and turn them into an ally. Number 7. Toy Freddy. I know a lot of people out there love Toy Freddy. I personally still find him a little creepy, but I guess technically every animatronic on this list is both creepy and cute because they're still animatronics. And they're still coming from a series of horror games, let's not forget. I think for me, it's Toy Freddy's big button-like eyes that make him so adorable, but at the same time, also kind of terrifying. Like Golden Freddy, he also has a hat, making him look very clean and dapper, and like original Freddy, also wears little black bow tie. But in addition to his bow tie, Toy Freddy also has 2 buttons on his chest, making him look like he's all dressed up and ready to entertain you as your best friend forever. At the very least, he's all dressed up and ready to jump scare you. Number 6. Bonnie. Bonnie could be considered one of the cutest animatronics simply by process of elimination. So many of the core group are just considered more scary overall. Unless you're Scott Cawthon, I guess, who considers Bonnie to actually be one of the most scary. Just the opposite of what we're talking about here. Bonnie is also a bunny, and bunnies, well, they're just the cutest. Now admittedly, Bonnie can be kind of a more sinister or lumpy looking version of one, but he also appears to be smiling most of the time. At least when I look at Bonnie, that's what I see. I see like a big smile. I don't know if it's a smile for a good reason or a bad reason though. Bonnie also shares their main color, purple, with another one of my childhood favorite characters, Barney. Barney the dinosaur. I know there's probably a lot of people that are like, Barney terrified me, but I loved Barney when I was younger. In fact, I never noticed it before, but both Barney and Bonnie are actually kind of similar sounding names. Number 5. Toy Chica. Toy Chica is almost too cute. Would you not say? Well, I mean, as long as she has her beak and her eyes, that is. Without those, she's just nightmare fuel. Toy Chica also has one of the cutest yet creepiest voices in the game. Chica for me in any variation has always been an animatronic that I would want to hang out with. If I could hang with an animatronic without them trying to kill me, that is. And Toy Chica not only sports her bib which reads "Let's party," but also has rosy cheeks and a cute little sprout of feathers atop her head for hair. Overall, she just looks like she would be really friendly. Of course, sadly, we all know the truth. Maybe if you just dressed up like another animatronic though, it would be easier to hang out with your favorites. You know, just wear a disguise all the time, and then maybe you won't end up dead. Number 4. Balloon Boy. He's annoying, sure, but you can't deny that he's also a mischievous little cutie. Balloon Boy, after all, is just a kid, so Balloon Boy, after all, is kinda just a kid, so can we really blame him for trying to pull pranks on us and inadvertently get us killed? I mean, yeah, I think we actually can. But you can't deny if you had the opportunity to go on a prank fest with Balloon Boy, if you yourself were also an animatronic, or I guess in his case, a sentient statue? I think Balloon Boy's actually ceramic. You probably would do that. The other thing is he's another character who just happens to have the cutest voice. When he says hi, I always want to say hi back. Hi. Number 3. Mr. Chipper. Mr. Chipper is an unlockable character from FNAF World and is the father of the Tyke from one of Scott Cawthon's previous games, Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. was actually the game that sparked the inspiration for FNAF after it was criticized for having creepy animatronic-like looking characters in a game that was intended to be family friendly. The character design for the original characters from that game would inspire Scott to create FNAF and turn a negative review and response into ultimately something positive and super successful with FNAF. So it all worked out in the end. Mr. Chipper's design in FNAF World is virtually identical to his look in Chipper & Sons Lumber Co. In other words, he just looks like a super sweet and friendly beaver. A little creepy, but overall sweet. Number 2. Toy Bonnie. I mean, who could be cuter than Toy Bonnie? Not only is Toy Bonnie still a bunny, but they are also a lot less lumpy than the original, and freaking adorable. Look at those rosy little cheeks. Honestly, just all the toy animatronics for me, or at least most of them, are pretty cute, and Toy Bonnie is no exception. Toy Bonnie made his first appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and from there completely stole our hearts. Somehow even his jump scare manages to be cute, with it looking like Toy Bonnie is kinda just like coming in for a big bunny hug. Of course, he's probably still leaping towards you in a murder-fueled rage, but yeah. Number 1. Mr. Carl the Cupcake. Mr. Cupcake is probably one of the tastiest animatronics around. Given the name Carl by fans, this cupcake is so cute I just want to eat him. But I have a feeling that I know how that would go, and the answer is probably not well. If you were to eat Carl, they'd likely just eat you right back from the inside out, so yeah, maybe don't do that. While the cupcake and cupcakes might look like innocently frosted and delicious animatronics, be warned, these cupcakes are not something you should put in your mouth, or probably trust at any point in time. But still, you'll want to, because they're so darn cute. Who do you think is the cutest animatronic? Which animatronic is the most tasty? Would you ever trust an animatronic? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Scary FNAF Restaurants We Wish Were Real. Moon-like comments, I'm a big fan of FNAF. Stranger fact, I love your voice. Kinda creepy. I don't know if that means that you love my voice and you think that's kind of creepy, or if you mean that you love my voice because it's kind of creepy. But either way, I'm into it. It's just a strange comment, but I love it so much. I hope it's that my voice is creepy and that's what they love, because I would love to have a creepy voice. Ripley shares, I'm genuinely terrified of the comment section. Why do I feel like I'm way too old to be here? Hey, I feel like you're only as old as, you feel you are, which I guess in this case means you are old because you feel old, but you know what I mean. You can love anything you want. I still love like blowing bubbles and flying kites and watching Saturday morning cartoons. So do whatever makes you happy and don't worry about like age restrictions. Blah. Love what you love. Hapt Call responds, I would love to see how a real life sister location looks like and how the experience would be. Yeah, me too. I also just wonder, like, what would you do when you went to sister location? Would you be crawling through the vents? Would you get to just like walk around and see it all? I don't know. Would you crawl through the vents? I would not. I don't think I could crawl through the vents. I have a thing about enclosed spaces. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in a future video. This has been Top 10 Gaming, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to keep on gaming on. Pew pew!